moving at the same pace, right? Because I think it is very, very necessary for us to do. And then yes, we're reducing the sound and then bringing our gesture on here. And then we want to just basically welcome everyone that has waited up to this very point. Yeah, we're live up to this very point with us, and then we want to go through this important protocol, which I think is very necessary for us to do. So say thank you for coming, and it's a beautiful day. Today is the 25th day in the month of July, and we have a very important discussion to make. Sorry, we're trying to ensure that every connection is seamless, and then everyone is also with us right on here. So you might be wondering, what is HATOM? I'll be taking you through the ecosystem and walking you through how you can trade the project, of course, the cryptocurrency, right here on our exchange on GateIO. Meanwhile, if you've not joined us in GateIO, you have to click the description link below to participate, right, and be a part of this project, because I think it's very much important for us to make the most, right, of this learning, right? And I think it's very, very important for us to state, right? So come on, let's get you updated as it relates with us. So yeah, I want to be so sure everyone can basically hear me. Yeah, I think everyone can. Let's dive into the real business of the day, as we know what HATOM is all about, and we get into the protocol, learn about the project. Yeah, so what is HATOM? It is often defined as the central, most reliable DeFi infrastructure on multiverse. Now, I think one important solution that HATOM is onboarding is redefining the place of, I won't say bootstrapping, but of course incentivizing liquidity providers, right? And it's one important thing, because I think DeFi itself has found a redefinition for its own existence within the scope of how humans have caused DeFi to just be, right? If you would ask me, I would say, right? So, and I think it is not out of place to state that we are watching HATOM leading, right, as one of such projects and protocols that will make DeFi find a redefinition. Now let's just come into what we know HATOM is really becoming, right? And it's in a very simple term. So we're going through the the user and the decentralized application perspective. That one which has a lot to do with lending and borrowing, and of course the very essence of DeFi. Then we get even into how we can go about trading the token HTM. That's the name of the token, the ticker of the token. So we'll do a top-down market analysis, and then please, if you've got any question, don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section. I'm right there with you. Drop your question, ask them, and then let's get going, right, as it appears to us, right? All right, so yeah, let me just know what you're thinking. Of course, there will also be red packets, I think, and I know, so you can always participate and partake red packet. So the chat room will be ongoing, right? So you can also gain access to the red packet while this is ongoing, because like in the description on our YouTube platform, you'll find it right there that there's going to be airdrop red packets, what we call red airdrops, red packets, or what we call red packets, right? That's airdrop, simple. So let's start with lending and staking. Of course, it's a lot. The product section, right? If you come to the interface, and of course part of the products in HATOM, you have the lending app. Yes, this is one important part of decentralized finance, right? You having the isolated pools, the liquid staking, right? You having the USH staking, universal lending, this and many more. One of the other ways HATOM is really leading the round, and I think it's not out of place to state it fundamentally that we are about understanding what and how Atom is bringing more solution into DeFi. DeFi is finally redefinition following the sustained bear market which we have just survived, right? I'm telling you, we're in a very critical moment in the bear market, and I think it is not out of place for us to note that important project like Atom. And Atom just got launched. I mean, recently in this month of July, if you know where the ICO ended in this month of July, it was able to raise its $8 million US in the course of the ICO as the initial coin offering, and we can have a lot of back end fundamental statistics that is proving how Atom is getting more and more valuable within the ecosystem. So we are really about learning about one of the leading DeFi project that has a real-time solution. Let's learn about the lending and checking with Atom, after which we'll get into the trading, of course, the technical analysis and all the patterns with the analysis. Thank you for joining once again. If you're just coming right here, don't hesitate to sign up right on Gate.io, ensure you have your account funded, and of course get into learning. Then you can make the most of your learning with trading. Very, very important. So thank you for coming. So now let's start with lending protocol, as you have here. Now Atom lending protocol, like as you have, is a decentralized lending and borrowing platform operating within the multiverse network. Now the network which Atom is building on top is called the multiverse network, and it's important for you to know that it has taken cues from the algorithmic methods, all right, to facilitate a seamless transactions between market participants. There will always be liquidity providers and those who want to come trade right within a within an AMA or a DEX, within a decentralized exchange or an automated market platform. And what Atom is basically doing is that it's decentralized the ability for you to lend and also to borrow on its platform, right? And liquidity providers or suppliers can contribute asset to the market, and of course can earn interest or rewards, quote unquote, way of earning method, right? Yeah, that's the truth. So I mean, the rewards they are earning will come from the deposit, and of course simultaneously borrowers are able to secure loans, all right, adhering to the collateralized model to ensure secure transactions and minimize risk. And I'm saying that what Atom is basically doing within the DeFi ecosystem, because that particular part of crypto, that niche, is being heavily haunted, right? And that's the truth. So it's important means, because now why I'm saying that what Atom is really doing is really innovative in bringing some sort of reassessments to how LPs or liquidity providers earn their cut, is because one of the routes through which hackers get into a particular pool or a particular DeFi project or protocol is through this what is it called, please? Through these LPs, right? There are some routes or some mayors or some sort of means like that, right? Yeah, now so it's also important to note that Atom is also having their DevNet version of the lending protocol, having launched and deployed it, all right, and of course it's open for testing. It's just a newly launched project, and Atom lending protocol is open source. I mean, that is, all smart contracts will be available to the public, and of course it is forbidden to fork to commercial use, as Atom lending protocol is protected and subject to business source license. What we're just saying here is the fact that when you're thinking of decentralization as the very, very future of cryptocurrency, heavily backed by the blockchain, Atom is not going to be denying that emphasis, right, within its decentralized finance product. Nonetheless, it is of course open source, but there are measures which is in place to just disallow anyone from just running anyhow with the project. Very, very important. Very, very important. So you have Atom being able to provide lending services to those borrowers who are in need of them, and of course they also provide liquidity provision services for those who want to be a liquidity provider, so they can also earn their interest, and there's a metric with which they get the earning. Very, very, very important. Don't forget. Now we'll be going through this all back and forth, and of course in the chat room the red packet will be dropped at exactly in about 7 minutes time, at exactly 2:20 West African time. Yeah, cool. Now I would like to go through the not liquidation, but of course we'll be having the back and forth after these few minutes, in about 1 minute, 2 minutes, by 15 minutes past 2 p.m. West African time. I'll need to go check how to trade HTM on Gate.io. You'll join us right there, but I want to just give you a basis right now, how you can borrow assets, and possibly how you can also lend asset on Atom, and of course how you can be a LP, or it's a liquidity provider, and you can earn interest. I think let's start with how you can earn interest. I think that's the most important and the catchy part. I've just clicked on earn interest on HATOM, and I'm going to watch how that is gonna, yeah, that's a click. So a minute for that to come on. So the native token for the HATOM, decentralized protocol is called HTM. The ticker symbol is HTM. You would find it paired on Gate.io as HTM/USDT, right? That's how it's been paired, right? And that's how most financial assets have been paired on the on the financial market, like in the foreign exchange market, and also is it paired on Gate.io. I'm waiting for this to come on so we can see an interest. So the thing is, after your tokens have been deposited, the pool will mint HT tokens and credit you. Excuse me. So now these HT tokens prove that you have supplied assets to HATOM protocol, and the system will ask for those HT tokens back once you try to withdraw your asset from the supply side. Now we'll explain. Let me just read this through. When you withdraw your deposited tokens, you would receive a higher amount than the amount you started with, proportional to the token's APY. APYs in HATOM money market are floating and not fixed, and those are beginning. I mean, that is one of the important way you've got to learn what HATOM is doing in redefining how LPs or liquidity providers, those who depositing one asset or the other into the HATOM liquidity pool, earn their rewards. Now the APYs in HATOM money market are floating, they are not fixed, of course, which of course define why you cannot just withdraw your capital at any time, sort of. Now rates get updated and can fluctuate within short period. Rates received by lenders are determined by the rates that the borrowers pay. Now, for example, this is going to be a practical example of what we're talking about. You deposit 10 EGLD. EGLD is trading, of course, on Gate.io, all right, with an average APY of 7%. Now you'll notice that your wallet contains 10 EGLD worth of HEGLD. HEGLD is the HATOM token version of the EGLD, which of course will I say equates as your APY, quote and unquote. Now once you withdraw your EGLD after 1 year, you will return the HEGLD and receive 10.7 EGLD. So the truth is basically there's a time, right, range which defines how and when and why you would get your APY, right? So once the fulfillment of the time condition is there, then the HEGLD just remains your floating profits, which will be within the liquidity pool as a proof that you're qualified to get rewarded with with the 7% APY over your 10 EGLD investment. Very simple. But the HEGLD will just be floating profits, as it were. But when you return the HEGLD, you get withdrawal of not just 10 EGLD which you started with. I hope you can see this right. You started with 10 EGLD here, and at the end you're leaving with 10.7. making the addition of the 7% APY because you had just earned the interest after depositing your tokens. Now H tokens can be considered receipt tokens as a proof that you've dropped your token and have provided liquidity. Providing liquidity is you making a pair available for those who want to trade on the decentralized exchange market. If you're used to Uniswap or some other decentralized exchange, which I think is quite advanced for those who are just newbies, which I will make me end this part of introducing the HATOM ecosystem. Meanwhile, we already outdone our time of discussing about earning from HATOM DeFi protocols. But of course, what we're just saying is that if you're used to those kind of dexes, right, you would see that tokens are impaired, that is ETH slash USDT, WETH or wrapped ETH slash DAI, right? And that's how you pair your token within a DEX, and doing that gets you to earn reward if you're a liquidity provider, depending on the amount you also provide. We're already 3 minutes past. Come with me. Let me walk you through how you can get started, right, with trading HATOM token on GateLive. GateLive is one of the leading exchanges, if you're not aware. It's been around for over a decade, right? And we've been celebrating the decade. 10 years of active trading. So yeah, I want to mention that, right? So we can go through what we want to go through. So I want you to not GateLive. I want us to get here. Maybe this. No, I think it's this. Yeah, it's gonna come on right away. Just a minute, please. Then we'll be going back to this discussion if it is necessary for us to still do. Just wait for this to come on. Yeah, I believe we're on the same page. Sweet. All right, so please, if you've got any question, don't hesitate to ask. The red packet will be distributed exactly in 2 minutes time. Don't forget to just ask a question, because I think it's necessary for us to just do, right? Very important, very important. So yeah, here you go, HTM. Like I said, I'll show you how I got here from the very start, so that we don't miss that. Please be on the lookout for the red packet. I think it's yeah, sort of necessary for us to just do. Okay, let me get here home page. Alright, I'm going to the home page. I'll show you how I got here to trade in this particular token, right? Yeah, okay, it's loading, just a minute. Cool. So when you log on to GateLive, you have this welcome page, the dashboard here. So yeah, I won't be able to walk you through ecosystem, but as we're talking, you'll get to know, Andy, the old, platform is how intuitive it is. So yeah, you have over 1,700 cryptocurrency token that you can actually basically trade on GateLive. And then when you want to go to, it's not just buy crypto, because where you want to buy crypto, you just want to deposit your funds there, either through the debit card, bank transfer, P2P. If you're very vast, that's when you can use on-chain transfer, right? Now the truth is, you have your local currency, right? Mine is NGN Naira, and the basic truth is you must have had your US dollar there, right? I have a couple of them here, and I would be going straight up. Since I have USDT already, I don't need to buy any crypto, I just head over to trade. And where I want to go to is spot, because that's where your tokens are. When I just toggle the cursor over to spot, we have an extension to the right corner, right? You have tokens here that appear with USDT. You can even from there just click HTM. Boom. Upon imputing that, you have HATOM. Are you seeing the display? It's super fast. Then when you click on HATOM, the interface about the trading will begin to come on. Just look out for that and be on the watch out for that. Then once it comes on, we will begin our technical analysis on HATOM. And I think it's sort of important for us to just note this, and then yeah, make the most of that. So please, you're welcome once again. All right, you're welcome. Be on the lookout for that. The airdrop is already around the corner. All right, the airdrop is around the corner. I'll be dropping that right away. All right, sorry. Yep. Cool. All right, so what do we have here, please? Let's check. Alright, yeah, it's already almost over. I mean, you have the interface coming on so quick. And meanwhile, if you're not aware, what you would see right here is the interface that is literally directly linked to that of TradingView. If you're not aware, TradingView is one of the, literally the best when it comes to interfaces that display the real-time value and price actions of tokens. Very important. Now I want to head over to the trading, but let me just show you how this whole thing works. These are other tokens on the spot session, right? This is the interface we'll be immersing ourselves into. The other book here actually introduces you to the sell and buy. You have a ratio of long and the ratio of short. It's sort of sitting at the 50% ratio, right? Just sitting at the 50% ratio, and I think it's important to state that. So where you can buy is here. If you want to buy, you must have a couple of USDT, then you must know the price you want to buy and then the amount you want to buy, and then that's how to basically buy. You can market buy. If you click on market, that means you're buying at the instance. The current trading price of HTM is 0.4198. This is the average trading price, and that's the average weighted price between the buyers and the seller, because there's weights equated, right? Don't forget. Now that being said, I think it's very important for us to also state the fact that you must know the buying price you want to buy, and that's why we're doing technical analysis, right? Very important. It's very important. So yeah, and that's why we're doing technical analysis, so you all can learn about how to go about trading and buying at a real market price. Now don't forget that, very important, we're doing that discussion, right? So now, sorry, I want to get logged in and then share the red packet right away. So yeah, okay, yep, here you go. I'm not sure, but I think that's the code. That one can definitely grab that up, and then let's see the red packets. Yeah, I think that's just it. A user's already gotten that, and I think it's a cool one to just basically do, right? I think it's yeah, we've just dropped the red packet, and I think it's all right. I think we've also sent a little token, right, into the chat room. So those who are on YouTube, you must have joined those of us on GateLive, because that's where the red packet has been shared. Cool. So I think it's yeah, it's important to know that, right? Also, yeah, something little has been dropped. Thank you. All right, cool. We dropped the red packet already. Yeah, so the red packet is right there at the top. You can see, click that, right? Yeah. So sorry, Chief, we already dropped the little, or use the red packet already. Yeah, cool. So can we just continue, please? Let's do the market analysis. Can we? Yes, it's been about almost 30 minutes and we have to do the market analysis. I want to open the chart big so we can access our our tools, and then get more better at what we are sort of doing, right? I think it's important we just have that, right? Okay, it's coming on. Once it comes on bigger, then we can have a more okay, so what do we have here coming on? So HATOM is still leading. DeFi protocol deployed, right? Don't forget, deployed on multiverse X. So very important. So wait for it. It's actually coming on. Yes, this is a chart. Thank you so much for joining us once again. It's been such an immersive session of making this learning interesting, interactive, and sweet and nice. I think it's a good one to behold, right? Now this is HATOM. It looks like it's standing on two legs, right? Just two candle, one green, one red. You will be so wrong to think that is just all you need to do market analysis, thinking that you only have two candles and what do you want to do. Meanwhile, this is Gate.io and this is an important trading view. See how seamless and how sweet the trading view is. Now you'll be thinking that you only need just about one or two candles to make your analysis, but I tell you, you need more than one or two candles, right? It's not just for some Halloween game or some pushing back. Now there's a lot, right, involved here, right, which you must actually know to maximize or make the most of when it comes to you making your analysis on this particular token of interest. Now very important, very important. So now, if you don't mind, I would also want to break it down to you. At the top left corner, you see a lot of time frame. You see 1 minute there where my cursor is currently. You see 5 minutes, you see 15 minutes, you see 30 minutes, you see 1 hour, you see a day, a week, which is basically an important metric that defines the candlesticks. One candlestick, the current time frame, because they are called time frame, the current time frame we are sitting upon is called the the 1 week time frame, where a candle represents a week. That means the green candle here was the old trading transaction that took place on HATOM token or HTM here on Gate.io between a week, right? Now very important. So that means HATOM is just sort of 2 weeks old, right? Because this is a week 2 playing out on HATOM, and so the week 1 was bullish. HATOM bought all the way. But of course, I will make you understand some important thing so you can know how to draw the balances when you're analyzing tokens, right? This right here in the left bar is my toolbar. I use this to make analysis, and I draw patterns and make references to key zones or keynotes that's going to be helping me in defining either I'm going to buy, sell, or do however I want to do on HATOM. Very important. Now, this point where this market begin is what I often know as a listing point. Whenever you're talking to just nearly get into a crypto exchange, there is a listing point. Now, this is important for me to state, right? Now, I would pick this up. I just clicked on the line tool right here, and I made an extension to the outside. Then what I'm seeing are the couple of options that comes with that: trend line, arrow ray, info line. I'll pick the horizontal ray. And why I picked the horizontal ray is because when I bring it right to my chart, it basically sits at a critical zone and extend it to the extensive, right hand side of the bar, right? And I can always have that fixed and nipped there. So I'm going to click it and then make you see that HATOM was listed right at a listing price of about 0.04. literally. I would most likely change this color or make the color bigger so you all can sort of know what we are. Very, very, very important on that exchange. And I think it is important for us to note this about HATOM. That was a price 0.00394, and all of these spaces that is left here is what we call liquidity. By liquidity, what we mean is that the gap, or the effective push that is, or the effective gap that is left or created due to the inflow or the outflow of money. That's liquidity gap. And this time around, this gap went to the upside, which explains that it is a gap that forms as a result of the inflow of money. So money literally flowed from this point in this low point at 0.04, right, up to the very top, right? I just clicked on I should have said that. I just picked my measuring ruler at the left hand bar, and I will measure the fair volume gap or the liquidity gap that is created upwards to know how many percent HATOM had done. HATOM did 1,120% up to 0.5. Very creepy. That's a huge one. 1,120% literally, and that was very, very huge. 1,200% literally. Let's put it that way, right? You can see that up there, right? Now, and what we are saying is the fact that HATOM is basically finding more and more reasons. Wow. HATOM is basically finding more and more reasons to push, right? Let me use the word push, to push to the upsides, right? But the truth is, it's entered the market at a critical zone when Bitcoin is finding reasons to retest, right? Retest. I won't go to Bitcoin. We'll just carefully be making our analysis on our HATOM so that we can have a better and a seamless, discourse and a project and a result oriented analysis. Now, just look at this. Now we had so much liquidity gap here, and the question is, how does the market move? I would pick my polyline tool and show this is a polyline. I picked it having clicked the third object here just below the trend line, and then this particular tool, the one that looks like brush, I had it extended, and I'm picking my polyline. I want to show you how the market sort of play out, right? The market moves. If it's going to be upward, it moves like that. It retraces a little bit, right? It moves upward a little bit. Then after moving upward a little bit, the market the market comes a little bit downward, and then it continues. And this is how the market moves if it's moving in the upward direction. Take note of this. So I basically drew this to explain that if the market were to move in an upward direction, this is the exact way it's going to do, right? Now we are given this schematic diagram, or maybe I'll call it a sort of a simulation, so you all can understand what our purview and expectation is as regards HATOM. So this is a what I'll call a schematic, or is a simulation of the market upward movement. So I'll call this figure A, right? I will leave it right in the chart, figure A, and then the name of this figure is upward price action. Now that's an upward price action of the crypto market, and of course any market. So that's figure A. Now that's it. Now, but if the market were to come downward, you know what? Let me change the text of this particular content, reaching on the arrow to black, so we can have a simple, seamless, nice feel of coloration on yeah, the same. Come on, the same page, right? Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. So I think, ta-da, that's very sweet. Now that's it. But if the market were to come in the other way around, this is how it comes. It doesn't just come down whoop once. No, it carefully. I've just picked the line. I'm picking my polyline this time around again, picking it after extending it, and I'm coming right to my trading canvas. This is our trading canvas, and I want to draw that. These are the market moves. Like that, it's coming down, right? But if it touches a point and creates a low and then a lower high, which will be lower than the previous high, then a new lower point will be lower than the previous low, and a new lower high which should be lower than the previous lower high. And then this is a simple pattern the market takes if it's going to move in the downward direction. I just clicked on my arrow and I want to pick the arrow tool and have it drawn out. Why all these stories? It's because you will need them when we begin to break it down to a lower time frame, because don't forget we're in a weekly time frame, and this is figure B, downward price action. Very simple. I double clicked the arrow so I can impute my text. So if you're noticing, you're wondering how am I imputing my text, I double click the arrow or the trend line or whatever tool it is to impute my trend, especially those who are the tools that actually allows you to do that. So you have figure B, downward, let's see, downward price action. All right, I think I've got to even bold it necessarily so we can yeah, and I'll bring it a bit down. So I think that makes sense, right? For me it makes sense. It's very simple. So now you're seeing ATOM like this. It's not clear. When we make it a 4-hour chart, you will be so cleared on what you think, on what you would now conclude yourself that ATOM is doing. Let's do the magic and make you and ask you in the chat. Please drop your comment in the chat box. I'll be looking out. What do you think ATOM is doing? I've just changed the chart to a 4. I've just changed the chart to a 4-hour time frame. All right, and we're waiting for that to come on the display. Now the 4-hour time frame is a lower time frame compared to the the 1 week time frame, and with that we have more candles to really deal with when it comes to our market analysis. So don't forget, this is so you can make the best analysis as a trader. That's why we do this market analysis. Don't forget, don't ever forget, don't forget, right? Don't forget. All right, don't forget. Waiting for this load. Let me escape it and bring it out so we can have the time frame where these are in common time. A minute, please. Okay. Waiting for it is taking so much time. Alright, so then I want to show you also how to trade ATOM right here after we're done with the analysis, because the analysis will take us a few more time, then we'll soon be done. Don't think we are rushing, but we're just taking it step by step, right? Very important for us to do. Yep. Hey, why is this taking so much time? All right, waiting for this to come off the crib. All right, so the trading price of Atom is 0.41, and I want to show you how to make the most of trading this token right here on GateLive. I think it's important for us to just start off do and then have the immersive learning with a desire, right? So don't forget. Okay, come on. I think we have to start over again. Let's get back into the old login phase and then ensure that we are having a a seamless connection is there, and then we have no reason not to be up on our game. Okay, why is this taking forever to just get us right into the charts? Hey, we're trying to log in and this is still giving us so much. Okay, it's gonna come on right away, I think, and I assume. Okay, second time will definitely to come on, I believe so much. Hey, wow, a minute please. This is not what we're beginning for. Okay, no, maybe provincial should still walk you through it while that loads. I think that's better. Let's just walk you through the HATOM ecosystem once again. We've discussed about the chat, we've dropped the airdrop. Shout out to all those who have grabbed the airdrop anyways. Waiting for this to come, and once it comes and we'll get back into it. So now we introduced everyone who joined us earlier into how you can basically start lending and staking and of course earning with HATOM. All right, we made mention of the fact that it is not only sustainable, it looks so stable to actually be a user of HATOM, of the HATOM ecosystem, right? And we stated that vehemently while we're watching what HATOM could definitely become for those who are earlier believers in the project. Now we're going to be waiting for this to come on, because I think it's very important for us to have the display there so we can know what we're discussing and what it is we are after, right? Very important. So I think I might just have to log in again from that point here and then maybe close this one off. All right, I'll wait for this to log on. So there's a lot of stuff or products that are still unexplored within HATOM project, and I think we just have to learn so fast about what it is. So I think as of today, the total asset that has been borrowed sits at $18.45 million, right? And then you have the total asset supplied sitting at $62.04 million. Really, for me, that's a very good plus for any project that wants to become realistically futuristic, right? Because if the asset supplied is lesser than the asset borrowed, that is for us a red flag, right? The assets provided into the protocol is still basically more than the one that anyone can basically borrow, and that gives you a cool rest head that HATOM is really in for long-term gain as regards trading decentralized finance. Now that's one call point. Meanwhile, you can definitely lend, borrow, right? Lend, borrow, and earn interest on various tokens in the most audited and scalable decentralized lending protocol. Well, I think we're about to watch that. But you might be wondering then, how secure is HATOM? We're going to be opening the security tool and then learn about how secure HATOM is. I think it's very important for us to learn, right? It's important. So waiting for that to come on. Meanwhile, we're opening the trading view because we're still coming back here right away. The trading chart rather on GateLive. So you can see that you don't need to go to any trading view to make analysis. Just right here you make analysis and then you get into your coin. We're going back to HATOM HTM, right? How we got there. You've not forgotten. You trade, click on trade. Of course, you have your dollars in your account, right? In your Gate account. Then upon click or just putting the cursor atop your spot right on your PC, you can have the option to choose HTM or search the token you want to touch, and tada, there you go, you have an Atom. I'm going to click Atom, and then it's going to be getting, it's going to be loading. Meanwhile, I still want to introduce and speak more about the security or the secure state of the Atom, project and the Atom token, right? Very, 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 very important. Very, very important. Yeah, this is coming on, and then we can learn about the very, very future of Atom in this okay. Now you have this statement from the ecosystem. Says the development team, of course the third-party consultants and auditors, have spent considerable effort, time, and resources to create a safe and reliable liquidity protocol, and the highest priority at Atom is maintaining the protocol security. Thus, all contract codes will be made public, of course open source like we learned initially, and all the balances will be verifiable. Also, security researchers will receive a bug bounty for discovering and reporting vulnerabilities, right? In Atom Lending Protocol, it's mainly inspired by key leaders and key industry leaders regarding all the protocol basics to provide a solid and secure platform. So the question is, Atom, is it safe? Like the question at Atom, they seem to be, the project is committed to providing the highest level of security for our users. Meanwhile, my own profile analysis in Atom is a very, very personal perspective, and of course what I'm seeing right there, and it's not a financial advice. Take note of that, very important. And I think you want to just add that into your own learning, right? Firstly, we aim to be the most audited protocol within the multiverses blockchain. Now, to make this possible, I think Atom, right, according to this content now, they have top security firms such as Runtime Verification, PeckShield, Aken, Cetic, Arbon, Ada, and ABIC consulting as part of the top security firm that's a partner with to ensure the security is top notch. Well, I think that's just something by the way, and I think it's a sheer attestation to the fact that Atom is really leading its way to ensuring that users are going to have access to DeFi with security. Because one thing with DeFi, jokes apart, is the fact that there's been always this sort of issue with security of DeFi project and DeFi protocol. But I think we're about to watch Atom take a different turnaround in our own opinion, based on our own purview in what we are seeing on Atom. I want the chat to load again so we can just see how far we've gone with analysis, turning the time frame from the weekly time frame to a 4-hour time frame, and using the candlesticks available to make a realistic real-time prediction on what we think Atom should do in the days, in the weeks, or in the times to come, basically. And I hope that really makes sense to somebody, right? That's my opinion and my own perspective, my own purview, right? Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, I think the crypto market is going to dump more, and it's going to be a sad one, right? I think so. Don't forget the analysis we made here. We have figure A and we have figure B, if you haven't forgotten. Cool. Now I want to change this. I'm going to change it to a 4-hour time frame, so we can use the 4-hour time frame to make our analysis. It's still on a weekly time frame. We just clicked on a 4-hour time frame, so we can have a 4-hour time frame loading. Yeah, this is a 4-hour time frame. Come on, are you kidding me? I think it's just the time frame is very, very short. It's not a week. Yeah, I don't think it's a week yet. Atom is not yet a week old. That's the truth. I think it's just wait. Yeah, Atom is just a couple of hours old on GateLive. Come on, don't tell me. Yeah, I think that's it. Wait. Just come on, come. Hey, waiting. I can't see the chart. Oh, cool. So Atom was listed yesterday. Then our assumption was basically wrong because of the candlestick we saw, right? Yeah. So that means Atom is just a couple of hours old on the GateLive, a couple of hours old. And I think it's one of the newest token out there. So yeah, it's good trading a new token, but of course with more care, right? Yeah, I think I was right that in the chat box that it's good trading a new token, but with more care. You don't want to just be so overbloated with the joy that it's a new token and you want to go buy and that's just jump to buy and buy. Yeah, right. You have to look at for the demand structural zone and the supply structural zone for you to make realistically and structurally inclined technical analysis. I think I'm right. That's the chat box, right? Let me write that in the chat box without any further ado. Meanwhile, if you're writing on GateLive, please just ensure that you're looking out for our live streams on Gate, because it's been so resourceful. Just very important. Meanwhile, if you're not yet on Gate on YouTube, you might be missing out. Join us on GateLive so you cannot miss out on valuable content. We do their technical analysis that are very top notch, right? Very top notch. Now I want to look out for, I want to write this in the chat room, I think so. Chat room, well, we do without do. Yeah, I think you must be careful, in my own opinion, right? You must be very, I won't say very careful, very analytical. Yeah, that's a word. When interfering, right? That's a word. Excuse me. When interfering with newly listed tokens, right? You must you must get analysis right. That's the point. You must, right, get your analysis right. Right, that's very important, right? I mean, that's something you want to take on, right? As a lesson that you want to just have to yourself, right? As you continue this whole discussion, right, about what we call what we're discussing about Atom, right? You want to ensure that is part of your own important that's very important, right? You don't want to just joke with any token, right? You just don't want to think, I it's a new token I'm going to buy. It's not everything you just get on and then just buy at market, right? So now Atom had 0.4, sorry, this is 0.40 or literally 0.5. That top is the similarly all-time high of Atom right here. So I'm going to use my horizontal ray. If you've been following, boom, that's $0.44. And Atom, the low point similarly on Atom sort of sits on our, I've clicked the horizontal ray again, just follow, very important. Yeah, so I'm just picking my horizontal ray, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, simply horizontal ray picked. The lowest point we can actually basically see on this 1 hour time frame is sitting at 0.40. So the top there for Atom is 0.44, literally. The low is 0.40, if you ask me to state. Now, I'm not going to say anything much here, aside from the fact that Atom traded quickly upward, and when it got to this spot, I'm going to pick my rectangle, come just somewhere around the brush zone, this pad. I'll pick a brush and click there. When you click on it, you have the extension where you can pick your rectangle, and I will mark out my rectangle and have it drawn right to this point. Take note of that. That is a supply zone. Now, cool. I think Atoms can do this even more. I'm the one not saying this. The candlestick is not fully loaded. I think we're making a wrong assertion if we don't allow this to come on fully. Just wait for it, please. Wait. Don't rush it. Alright. I'm gonna bring this down and see if we see how candlesticks printing at the back end here before I change it to a 30 minutes chart, right? It's very important. So I'm waiting for that. I'm not sure. I was thinking it's loading. Let me change it to a 4 time frame again and look at it from the 4 time frame perspective. I want to give you a buy point right on Atom, right, based on this analysis, and it's because you've joined this live session, right? Join this live session make you qualified to actually have access to the entire discussion we're having here. It's a free one because you're part of this learning, and that's a shout out to Gates.live for making this video possible, for all of us, right, to enjoy. Yeah, I just turned it to 4 time frame. I want to see the what's going to come out of that, right? Very important. Yeah, all right, so waiting for this to load on time. All right, this is a network issue. Just wanted to assure the chat is definitely gonna come on. Just wait for it. You can see the active buys and sells on Atom, and the value in US that has been traded. You have 191, 200, 158. We got the funding here, right? Come on. Yeah, you click it 2 hour time frame. I just clicked the 2 hour time frame. I'm waiting for this to just come on time so we can just have the most of what we're discussing. Alright. Alright, so maybe I should just reload. I don't know what to do right away. Because I'm thinking there is more candle printing on Atom. Yes, definitely there are. And then I think that one thing we want to take note of is that right in the trade session, right, or if you're using a mobile phone like mine, you can definitely click right on Atom, and right here you can actually find when Atom was listed, and that was definitely 17th of yeah, I think, yeah, that was 1 2 3 4 5 6, it was 6 days ago. If you would ask me, I'll tell you Atom is basically using the week 2. Yeah, Atom is 2 weeks old literally on the chart on Gate.io. And then we are really listing at the critical zone where we found a daily time frame forming the other block, and the other block daily candle has formed is a sell order block. If you're not aware, I'm going to tell you that, right? Let me turn this over and reload this, right, so we can be on the same chart and not necessarily wait for this to come on and to see it taking so much time, right? Yeah, that's the truth. So yeah, on the chart you're having a daily time frame. If you're looking at your chart right again, you'll be seeing that we're having a candle that is engulfed in a red candle that is bigger, right? That was yesterday's candle, which basically made the sell to be very, very pronounced on Atom, right? Yeah, and then we are seeing that there are tendencies for us to grab liquidities to the bottom side. And if I'll tell you where is the potential zone to grab liquidities from, I'll just simply tell you that the zone we should grab liquidity from will be sitting at about 0.2, 0.15, 0.3, and yeah, that's gonna be the prices I'm thinking we might be looking out for when it comes to we thinking of what's the very, very future of the price action on. So what question do you want to have? I think you can just definitely ask a question, because I think that's very, very important. This is taking so much time. Let me start over again. I think we've got to start over again and then come back here. So I'm looking at the fact that based on the charts right on my phone, I was going to get high, and that's what I think you have to be trading right there. You would find that there are spaces, liquidity gaps at 0.237, 0.19, 0.26, and I tell you that the point that looks so easy for us to get into is 0.21. Atom is having every tendencies, right, to get to the 0.21 level as you're watching the charts play out. We don't want to be carried about and carried away and thrown off grid about the fact that Atom is possibly having every tendency to take us to such critical zones as 0.21, even though I know this is 0.41948, but yeah, the possibilities lies there, because your cryptocurrency is a very, very fun game of liquidity where you can see anything happening in a jiffy, and I think it's important for us to state, right? And so I think that for me, if I'll be very, very realistic in buying, don't forget the uptrend price action figure, a example we gave while we drew the chart, right? Yeah, very, very important, very, very important. We drew that because we believe so much that it's very, very possible for us to see a token come to that low point, right, before going to the high point. The low point we're talking about is low point at 0.21. I mean, that's a couple of about 40% dump. It's possible. I'm saying that's a possibility because this coin has just finished ICO, and there are possibilities for some guys who might not have a long-term prospect of the coin to come sell off, while those who think they need it, they just begin to get on it, right? And that's the truth. So I think, yeah, it's giving us more and more factor to consider the possibility of Atom dumping a little bit, right? Just a little bit, not too much, right? While we also watch the token becoming so much resourceful within the hands of those who have in the future for it. So Atom protocol, leveraging the multiverse network, is not only secured, but it has launched its own products on IPFS, which is interplanetary file, I think, sharing. And yes, it's a decentralized method of storing, right? Interplanetary file storing is a decentralized method of storing and accessing data that helps protect protocols from exploit by providing a decentralized and distributed method for storing and sharing, or for storing and accessing data, right? So that's the truth. So we're going to be starting all over again to give you our buy point on on Atom. Don't forget, very important, very important. Meanwhile, if you're joining, if you've not got an Atom, this is not just the time for you to buy crypto, like I'd always make mention of. This is a time to buy coins that have utility. If you know that you've learned from all we have we have been doing, and I think it's important for you to be make important investment decisions at this critical time in buying into the market, right? And buying into the market. And buying into the market. So I think yeah, it's very important for us to state. So yeah, waiting for this to come on. It's taking so much time, and I'm waiting for that, and I don't know why it's taking so much time right for me. The copy trading. So basically, I think we've walked you through the basics of Atom ecosystem, and the review is the fact that the ICO is one thing that actually got me taken aback. Like $8 million raised in ICO, that's a lot of funds, right? The target was $8 million, and the amount that was raised was $8 million. So we're about to watch a lot, right? I mean, this is going to get listed on a major exchange. I mean, wait, on a major what do I call this now? Data trackers like CoinMarketCap, because I think it's not yet on CoinMarketCap. You can find the CoinMarketCap. You would definitely find it on yeah, and that's one way that you see Gate.io taking the major lead, right? Tokens that you're not yet a major that other exchanges are not aware of. Gate.io, one of the leading exchanges, will definitely get the token listed, and of course I respect the protocol for that. It's important reason. I'm going to check, right? But I'm so sure it's not yet today. It's not yet today, right? So yeah. So do you have any question for me? Let me check the chat box, please. I think we're literally wrapping things up, and we've made our stance so clear for everyone to make their discussions about, right? Yeah, I think so. All right, so then the question, I'm trying to check the chat boxes to see if there are questions for me. Moments. Okay, any question, please? I'm basically wrapping things up at my end. Yes. Cool. Any question? Yeah, thank you for saying that in the chat box. It's so beautiful to have you say that, right? Now I think there seems much question, and I think this is sorry taking so much time to come, but I think we've made important analysis in telling you guys that you can definitely get on HTM right here at Gate.io. I mean, you can analyze the token right there. We've just done market analysis, and what we're about showing you is that there are liquidities, which of course we began discussing. The liquidity is sitting under the token right just around the candlestick right there at 0.24, 0.25, and there are huge chances that we might see the token coming to pick those liquidities while we also continue in our in our discussion, right? So I think so much that we might be having a lot of information, right, to make a discussion of, right, which of course we've discussed. We might have to just set our buy limit. If I'll be giving analysis based on my own preferences, you can set our buy limit at the prices with mid-mention of 0.21, 0.24, and all of that. I think it's sort of important for us to just see that happen while we're expecting the push, right, on Gate.io. So yeah, I think it's important for us to just state, right? Yeah. So I think it's important for us to just state that Very important, very important. So what do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat box. Thank you so much for those who are joining us on YouTube. It's so beautiful having you around at this critical time, and then we've been able to make a technical analysis and a crypto review on Atom. So I'll tell you earlier on and again that Atom is leading the future for DeFi, right? And the one that's liquidity protocol, liquidity provision, is a redefined one for liquidity providers, and anyone can basically start earning with Atom. So what do you think? Here's your time to begin to know how to get into it, and much more than that, there are other projects that Atom is really bringing on board, right? The products are quite much. You have the USH staking, which I think I myself want to learn about, but of course these are sort of advanced, and of course they're just in the roadmap, and some of them are yes basically launched. So yeah, I think that is that on that. Very important, very important. So I think I want to call it a day from this point, and I appreciate you all for coming. It's been over an hour of important discussion, and we've shared, right, and what we think the Atom project is about, and how we all can benefit from it. So yeah, I think it's a cool one to watch that happen. So thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day. The buy price I made mention of, right, based on technical analysis at 0.21, 0.25, and in fact 0.30. Look out for buying or trading Atom at those zones, and of course make the best of this analysis. We'll meet some other time again. Please, the next one might not be on YouTube, it might be, but either way, join us on GateLive. Very important, so you can learn and gain immersive whip on your trading skills. Good luck till we meet again next time. I remain your host. My name is Helgiot, and of course you always find me on GateLive. Thank you. Meet some other time. Bye. Bye. Yeah, don't forget the exchanges. GateLive. I don't know why it's taking time to load right away. I wish I can just show it to you, but of course this is the exchange. Get over here, click the login, and begin to trade the entire coin you want to trade here and here. Okay. All right. Bye. I want the display to come on just one last time before I have to call it a day. That's all from our hand. Wait for this to come on before you go. That's a rule. Let's have that. See that. I'm just kidding. I want you to just see the display and the whole look alike and the whole. Yeah, I think that's sort of important for us. Okay, it's just, well, one, two, three. I think it's gonna come on soon. Just a minute, please. Exercise your patience for us. So yeah, I don't know why my PC must have been the reason. Whichever one, I think. Yeah, thank you for coming. That's the bottom line onto your say. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll meet some other time again. Good